One of the hardest grinds in all of Skyblock XP is class average 50, where you try to get every single class in dungeons up to level 50. Now, since I've started this grind, I've already finished the runs I need for healer and tank. And today, you'll watch me finish the runs I need for Burrs. I started off needing 719 runs, and over the course of 3 months, I finished all of them. Ladies and gentle gamers, welcome to To Be Determined. This is how I maxed out my Burrs runs. Ladies and gentlemen, we've done like 25 runs or so today in order to make this happen, but we are finally gonna be hitting 2 class levels in the same run, which is pretty insane. I don't know like what we had to do exactly to make that happen on the same run, but somehow it just worked out like that. This was not planned at all, but it's working out that way. So we're going to be getting a Burrs level and an Archer level, so our class average is going to be going up quite a bit. And of course, there's going to be 8 Skyblock XP that we're getting out of this, so that helps a lot. See if we get any drops on it as well. And no, unfortunately, but that is Archer 47 and Burrs 48 on the same run. That is pretty sick. So we are now 60% to level 521. Hopefully that moves us up in the global leaderboards a little bit so that we can comfortably stay in the top 100. But that took 3 hours of runs to do today, so not too bad. But 8 XP, we take those. Ladies and gentlemen, we just kismeted into a wither shield. So there's a little bit more money. You'll love to see it. I don't really have to spend this right now though, so we're kind of just chilling with that. So we take those. So we have done 5 hours of M7 runs today, dropped 2 wither shields, which was really nice. But the main goal for today was to get mage level 46. I think we had to do about 35 to 40 runs in order to make this happen, but we are going to make it happen. So this right here is the last dragon, and that should be it for today. Ladies and gentlemen, mage level 46. Any drops on the last run? Let's see. Of course, a T5 skull. Why not? So that puts us 72% to 521. Hopefully we're in the top 100 again, but it's very possible that we're not. Ladies and gentlemen, Sniper 14, 3,000 kills. We still need 1,000 kills. Oh my goodness. This is taking forever, but that should get us up to 73% to 521. Not too bad. Ladies and gentlemen, feels good, man. Easy monies. Let's go. Withermancer level 25. That is another bestiary maxed. Holy cow. I have to see what place and XP that puts us in at the end of this run because I can't do it right now.
A few moments later.
All right, so that ended up putting us 86% to 521. Currently 105th in the world still, but we have exactly 25,000 kills. I've somehow died to these 40 times, but we're the 13,000th person to max this, so we're kind of late to the party on this one. But it's getting hard to stay in the top 100, and I'm not sure when the next time we'll be able to catch back up is. It's starting to get really slow to get XP from dungeons, and that's about the only XP we have left. Finally, some money. Goodness sakes, man, that took too long. Well, that should help us do a couple things at some point. For now, we'll just take the moolah. I have 183 million coins right now, which should be enough to level up this primordial, thanks to that master star we got. So first off, reforge. I can't do this far yet. We're gonna have to wait on that for a little bit, but waxed should be fine in the meantime, right? So let's just go with waxed for now, and then we can do first off the regular starring, which won't be too much. Still got 175 mil, and then upgrade it to dungeon item. There we go. So now it is legendary dungeon belt. Then enchants wise, I don't really think we need to do that. Let's go ahead and start with a recom, which I do have a recom on me, so let me grab that. I know I have some somewhere. We apply the recom, and then first master star is 11 mil, second is 17, so that shouldn't be too bad. Just gonna grab a couple of these, and that should be enough for second star. I could go ahead and do third star. That is an option. I don't know. I think we should save up. I would rather have the bloodshot Reforge, I think, and so we should save up for that instead. But that is a brand new belt. I haven't had a new dungeon belt in a long time, so that should increase our damage by a decent amount. And I can finally take my adaptive set and throw that in museum. That wasn't too expensive, so very nice. You'll love to see it. Ladies and gentle gamers, I have done a lot of Burrs runs. I'll have to go back and look at the clip of when I finished playing tank, because we have now finished tank runs. We have finished our healer runs, and this is our last Burrs run ever. Should be. I may end up having to do some M5s or something off camera just to make my all my classes line up so that we get class average 50 all in the same run, because I have enjoyed playing Burrs, honestly. When I first started it, it was very stressful. That was a stressful stream, to say the least. Can I pay attention? Here we go. It's definitely gotten a lot better since then. I've definitely learned the ropes a lot more than I had on that first stream. I4 is, you know, it's a lot easier now than it was then, that's for sure. Still not perfect, but it's definitely better than it was. So hopefully we can get through this last run and I can hit I4. I haven't really missed an I4 in a long time. If I miss an I4, it's generally because either something goes wrong with the crush and I have to leap back up, or the server lags and I can't go into my equipment and swap my helmets around. But I4, it's pretty tough. I'm gonna try and talk through how it's done for those of you that don't know. It is very difficult to describe everything, but we've done a lot of runs so far, so hopefully I can do it pretty well. But yeah, this is our last Burrs run, so after this we're gonna be playing Archer is the plan. So Archer's our next class, and then once we're done with Archer, we'll have Mage left, and then we will finally be class average 50. Throughout the Burrs runs, we've made a pretty solid dent in the bestiary for dungeons as well, which is really nice. So it's definitely not like completely finished. I'm still worried that we may end up having to do some bestiaries after I hit class average 50, just because as mage you don't really do that much. But here we go. So we're gonna swap to spring boots, swap to spirit mask, jump up here, grab the crystal, put it down, swap our inventory around the way that we like it, and spring boots back up, grab it again. And then we're going to swap to our Maxor boots, line up here with the chest so we can mine through the stairs. You have to use that chest line up so that you're at the perfect spot. Go ahead and make our ghost pick through these walls right here. And then we're going to use that in a minute to get down to the I4, which is what Burrs has to do. Healer does most of the pre-dev. Healer will do 2 of the devices before Storm does his lightning strike. And then I will have to do my device after Gold Ore spawns. And while I'm doing that device, Healer will be doing the Simon Says device. So all of the devices should be done before the first section is over. So we're going to swap to our spring boots. Go ahead and go here. We got to line up and jump at the right time so we can get through that wall. And then we use spring boots to jump back up here. Make a ghost pick, mine through this so we can get in here. The healer already leapt to us, so we're good to do this. And then we jump up here with spring boots, swap back to our regular boots, change this, and then we've got to hit this I4. So we are just trying to, oh goodness, it is lagging a little bit. Trying to hit this, use our fishing rod to swap to our Phoenix pet, swap to Bonzo mask. And basically the reason we're swapping all of our helmets around right there is so that we don't have to worry about dying, because that is a death barrier. If you are in that area, you are dead unless you use something to avoid dying, like Phoenix Pet, Bonzo Masks, and Spirit Mask. So that's what we just did. There's our terminals. And right after we left out of I4 there, we did swap around our gear a little bit. I did swap to my black cat pet so that we have 500% speed for the terminals phase like we're doing right now. And I'm getting all the melodies right now. I hate melody. Melody's the worst, but it's all good. If we get melodies on the third one here, I don't know what I'm going to do. Okay, thank goodness. Alright, well there we go. And then we can bounce on the lava here and jump back because we already did the device earlier. So now we just wait for this terminal to be done and we're set. I can swap to golden drags, throw these flint arrows out of my inventory, and there we go. Swap back to black cat with the fishing rod. Go ahead and throw out some trash from our inventory. And we still got the Bonzo mask in our hotbar so that we can bounce over here a little easier, which is hard to do with black cat. You generally outrun the balloon. Maybe I should just aim better, but Who knows? Anyways, we don't really do damage here. We wait for the healer to go down just like that. We're going to leap to him. And then we get to stand right here and wait. And while we're waiting, we can swap our inventory like we like. So AOTV is ready for the next run. And then we've got all of our hotbar set up the way we want it. So we still have 500 speed because we're on that black cat pet. We go ahead and pick up the orb right here. Boom, just like that. And now we head back, throw that down. And then we hold our rag axe and swap to our Reaper armor. So what we're going to do, there are 3 lines of dialogue. He says you again. And then we're going to get the second line of dialogue. We use our Ragnarok axe because it has a 10-second ability. And then we use the Reaper armor on the third dialogue because it has a 6-second ability. So that gives us time to go ahead and hit this, which that was a really bad arrow stack. But, you know, it worked out. We do a lot of damage. Reaper and Rag go kind of crazy, which we don't have a ton of crazy stuff on the Rag. We only have Chimera 3, but that's all we really need is burst. The mage does a lot of damage as well, so we are chilling. Go ahead and do this. There it is. And then we've got Green Dragon. And finally, who's going to be the last dragon? Orange. Ladies and gentle gamers, that is all of our burst runs. So we don't hit burst 50 right now, but we do have all of our runs lined up perfectly. Any drops on the last run, I'm out of Kismet, so we'll have to Kismet later and see. But if we look at our class levels right now, we have Healer at 99.4%, we have Tank at 99.1%, and we have Burrs at 99.1%. So it looks like I'm going to have to do some Burrs and Tank stuff later on to make sure that we catch up with our Healer there. But that's pretty awesome. We just have Archer and Mage left, so we're going to be learning how to play Archer next. But that's all our burst runs. Let's go. So if we go ahead and pull up the website, that is our calculator. You can see we had 2 burst runs last time we checked. If we go ahead and refresh, we have 0 burst runs, 0 healer runs, and 0 tank runs. So we're going to do 534 Archer runs, and then we'll be left with 769 Mage runs. So once we've done Archer, we'll have 1 class left, but 534 runs, that's going to take us a little bit to get through, but hopefully not too long. Thank you so much for watching to the end. We still have a long road ahead of us for class average 50 with our Archer and Mage runs left. But if you want to see me max those 2, make sure to drop a like, smash the sub button if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day, and God bless.